Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to run a San Antonio Spurs MyLeague, and here is the roster. Let's take a look at the current roster. We got De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, and we got Jordan McLaughlin. We got Stephon Castle, Keldon Johnson, and Lindy Waters III. David Jones Garcia. We got Devin Vassell, Carter Bryant, Harrison Ingram, and Emmanuel Miller. And our two power forwards, Julian Campani and Harrison Barnes. We got Victor Wembanyama, Luke Cornett, Mason Plumlee, and Kelly Olynyk. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we are going to play our first game. It'll be the Spurs and the Mavericks. Right here.
Let's talk about when you left the WNBA to the WNBA of now. What type of change and growth have you seen in the league?
Oh my gosh, how long do we have to talk about that? Obviously now viewership and the fans, it's just grown so much. You have players like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark who have been such icons in terms of what they did in
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And it's our favorite day of the year at 2K Sports. At long last, it's time to roll the ball out there and get the new season of NBA basketball underway. With Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson. Joining us from the sidelines, Allie LaForce. Here's the starting group for the San Antonio Spurs. Castle at the 2 with Vassell at the 3. Then there's De'Aaron Fox. Then it's Victor Wembanyama. And it's Champagnie at the 4. And for Dallas, Kyrie and Clay pair up to make the backcourt. Washington and Lively down low. And it's Flagg in at the 3, the small forward. And these teams have been prepping for this season tip-off game for months, Grant.
Oh, and for the players, the main feeling on opening night is relief. You know, all that hard work during the offseason and preseason is finally over. And now it's time to have some fun.
Champagnie, that's good.
You got to be impressed with Fox's court awareness. He has a feel for when one of his guys is uncovered.
Pass to Lively. Washington outside. And Washington powers it through.
He almost brought the basket down on top of himself.
Oh, there's hang time, and then there's a time to hang. Here's Champagnie. There's the 3. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Irving against Fox. No good off the back of the rim.
More often than not, he'll cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him.
Pass to Champagnie. San Antonio moving the ball around. And Wembanyama gets it to go.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
And by drafting Cooper Flagg, the Mavericks regaining some of the long-term upside they lost with the Luka trade, Doris.
And by every metric and evaluation, Cooper is ready to play and contribute right now. And obviously, the hope down the line, he can take over the mantle of franchise player. Boy, you're trying to put Luka in the rear view now.
Wembanyama's shot is good.
I love the execution we are seeing thus far. 4 shots and 4 makes.
Thompson outside. Back to Irving. First quarter, just about 2 minutes in. Rebounded by Champagnie.
Boy, that's the kind of contest you need to force the miss.
Fires the 3. And Castle with the basket. On the assist from Vassell.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
For Dallas, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. And it's Irving missing.
Boy, he couldn't have asked for a better look. That's tough to take.
Pass to Castle. Out to the right wing. Here's Wembanyama. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Outside Irving. Washington outside. Shot clock at 6. And denied. He sends it right off the glass.
With his length and energy, Wembanyama has the ability to be a game-changing defender.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Gafford, he's checked in for Lively. Bagley comes in for Washington. And it's Marshall in for Irving. Keldon Johnson, he's checked in for San Antonio. Now here's Castle. Basket's good. Castle's got 5 points.
This has been just a dreadful start for them defensively. Not good at all.
Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
A bit ago, Jason Kidd and I were able to chat. Well, no surprise, we started chatting about Victor Wembanyama, and I asked what the plan was there, and Coach said with a shrug, stay on him and hope for the best. What can you do? So still no magic answers for how to slow down a unique threat like Wemby on the floor. BA, back to you.
Appreciate the report, Allie. And we're joined now by Shams Charania. He's calling in with a story. Good to have you, Shams. What's going on?
Well, the future is looking bright for the Spurs. On and off the court, they pledged over $1 billion for a new arena and surrounding civic improvements in downtown San Antonio. I'm told nothing with the project has been finalized just yet, but clearly the Spurs are looking to help finance a new state-of-the-art arena in the near future, around Victor Wembanyama, no less.
A great organization. Okay, Shams, thank you. And so it's San Antonio with it after the basket by Dallas. Here's Fox. Here's Wembanyama. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flowing rhythm to their offense.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. Free throw good, Wembanyama.
And with the 8-foot wingspan of Wembanyama, it feels like he releases the ball halfway to the bucket with it.
Pass to Thompson. Over Castle. Thompson's shot is off.
When the ball touches the paint, you've got to swarm defensively. Really good job on defense.
Here's Champagny, defended by Thompson. They get it back. Here's Castle, laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Castle's got 7 points.
And you have to admire the effort that Castle plays with. I mean, he's a willing rebounder.
Pass to Gafford. There's 1:12 left in the first. Here's Thompson. Good work defensively by Castle. And here are the Spurs now. They're on a 20-6 run. Here's Fox. And that one good.
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Now here's Bagley. No points so far. Outside, Williams. 4-3. Rebound by San Antonio. Pass to Castle. The rebound by Klay Thompson. Mavericks trail by 16. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Well, the attention that Klay Thompson gets because of his great shooting allows him to set his teammates up. That's nice.
Johnson on the wing. Into the lane. Excellent D there from Marshall. Releases. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's San Antonio. A sizable lead of 14 at the break. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Vassell and Barnes are the 2 and the 3. Luke Cornett out there with Mason Plumlee. And it's Harper in at the point. And they call an illegal screen here.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Irving, and the deficit down inside single digits. Irving's got his second basket of the game.
But just a spectacular display of ball handling from Kyrie, opening up the look there.
To the paint. Oh, got a piece of it. It's stolen by Lively. Williams on the wing. Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. There's the block.
Phenomenal defense. The long arms of Vassell helping him come up with that block.
Irving for 3. Rebound by San Antonio. At one point, they led by 16. And the first season matchup for them against the Mavericks this year.
And in a series of the have-nots last year, they came out on the losing end. Really looking for some improvement here.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, BA. We know Kyrie Irving is going to get his buckets, but he wants to keep everyone involved. He said, what's worked for me is allowing others to shine their light in their own capacity, encouraging them to do so, and then, when it's my turn, just flourishing in that role. Back to you guys.
He does it well. Hard, Allie. Thanks a lot. And the Spurs willing to be patient with this rebuild, but when De'Aaron Fox became available, Grant, they did not blink.
Yeah, he's just too dynamic to pass up. He's still young enough to grow with their core. Now it's about making pieces click.
I think you have to admire the aggressiveness with which P.J. Washington plays every single night.
Grant, you played in a more physical era of the NBA. Now it seems like the league is trying to strike a balance there.
I think you're spot on, B.A. There's been some back and forth, trying to keep the game free-flowing and physical. The league's trying for the best of both worlds.
Up top, Lively. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Here's Flag. He's guarded by Barnes. Here's Irving. Can't get it to drop.
Gosh, it feels like he's pressing a little bit, and obviously playing from behind doesn't help.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
This guy, not an easy guy to rattle. Barnes finishing for contact for the +1.
Daniel Gafford's checked in for Dallas. Marshall comes in for Williams. Grant, looking at Cooper Flag. His versatility is what makes him such a highly touted prospect.
Yeah, B.A. Cooper can do a little of everything offensively. He also covers a lot of ground defensively at 6'9". And on top of his balanced skill set, his intangibles are just elite.
Boy, still trying to get comfortable out there right now.
Vassell's shot is good.
And when Wings take it down low, good things happen.
Vassell against Irving. It's tipped, and he's able to get it back.
He's lost his rhythm completely this quarter, but he's determined to stay after it.
Kicks it out to Barnes. Pass to Harper. To the middle. Cornett with the bucket. Cornett's gotten his first bucket of the night.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Here's Flag. To the right side. Washington passes to Marshall. To stop the run. And he lays it in. Marshall's got 6 points.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
Time called here. San Antonio decides to talk it over.
Adjustments are a part of every game, in every quarter of a game. I think Coach sees something here.
Well, this is a chess match. You're looking ahead a few moves and trying to execute toward that.
Bagley's checked in for the Mavericks. Klay Thompson comes in for Irving. San Antonio also making some changes. Wembanyama's checked in for Plumlee. Johnson comes in for Barnes. And De'Aaron Fox is subbed in for Harper. Now here's Thompson. No made baskets yet.
One of the most effortless strokes we've ever seen. Thompson can just make corner threes in his sleep.
Outside Wembanyama. Johnson against Thompson. Shoots. And once again, off the mark by San Antonio. Mavericks trail by 9. Marshall on the wing. Here's Bagley. The shot, no good. Wembanyama with some nice D. Johnson on the wing. Defended by Thompson. The shot by Johnson, no good. Dallas has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
I think when we look back on the career of Klay Thompson, he is going to be considered one of the greatest shooters in the history of this league.
After missing multiple seasons due to injury, Klay Thompson's game has changed.
It had to, Brian, because the types of injuries he had are so difficult to come back from. You admire the fact that his willing adjustment to what his game now looks like. Is he the elite defensive player he once was? No. But can he hold up defensively? Yes. And now as a shot maker, he can still be a pivotal part of success.
8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Mavericks trail by 8.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Well, it's trying to close the quarter strong, and by that, take a great shot without giving them an opportunity for another one down the other end.
Thompson with it. Launches a 3. And so it's San Antonio finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. They've had incredible success defensively, taking away good looks and pressuring shooters. Time for a quick break, then back to the action.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. San Antonio came out looking very confident. They blasted through the opening period like a tornado, at one point leading by 16. They could do nothing wrong in the first quarter, ending with a 14-point lead. Momentum shifted slightly in the second quarter, causing them to lose some traction, but they still ended the half up by 8. And now with the second half.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. You know, Victor Wembanyama has been exceptional here, guys.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far, unstoppable.
Kyrie and Klay pair up to make the backcourt. Washington and Lively down low. And it's Marshall in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Irving for 3. Hits the 3-pointer. Irving's got 7.
Excellent setup. Pre-shot preparation, getting into that catch-and-shoot game. We see it, Kyrie.
And Klay Thompson picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Flags checked in for Marshall.
Now on the floor for Dallas.
Here's Wembanyama. Oh, too much length from Wemby.
There were questions about Wembanyama's strength coming into the league. No problem with the contact here.
Irving, the pass to Lively. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Thompson goes in. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Here's Irving. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
First personal foul.
Guys, you have to love the way Irving uses his body to create contact inside and earn the trip to the strike.
Barnes, he's checked in for Vassell. And Lively, missing most of last season with an ankle fracture. He's back in action, Doris.
I am so excited about the potential of this young man, Brian. We know he has been a defensive force. As an athletic 7-footer, he gives you elite rim protection. He's a tremendous screener early in his career. And believe me when I tell you, There are layers to his offensive game that can be built upon. His future is so bright.
Offensive rebound. Wembanyama, no good.
Boy, a brutal start to the half. 1 for their first 5 attempts.
That puts them in the lead. Brad's got 4 this quarter.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, this is the 4th and now longest coaching stop for Mavs Jason Kidd. Kyrie Irving said he's learned from the past coaching jobs that he's had and being with different players and seeing them improve. Now he's mastering his coaching philosophy and being an originator. Back over to you.
He's seen it all. Allie, appreciate the report. Williams is checked in for the Mavericks. And San Antonio also making a switch. Harper's checked in. Pass to Washington. Now Williams. Clock at 6. Here's Flag. From deep three-point land. Rebounded by Champagnie.
And that's their first miss after hitting 4 in a row to start the half.
Right around 3 minutes into this second half. The 3 from Wembanyama. And it's Flag with a rebound. Flag's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Washington. Now here's Irving. It's Lively, high post. And a nice finish on the layup. Lively's got his first 2 points of the night.
He hasn't been quick enough to react to the ball inside. That's helped cause this run.
Here's Castle. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Pass to Flag. It's stolen by Barnes. Here's Wembanyama. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Wembanyama's got 4 points in the quarter. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for Dallas. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Five to shoot. Out left to the wing. Irving for 3. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. Wembanyama's got 6 rebounds now in the game. It's Barnes on the wing. Gets the 3 to fall. Barnes has got his 3rd basket of the night.
The improvement in Barnes' deep range just helps his offense space the floor.
Now here's Williams. Still no points. That one is off. Wembanyama with some nice D. Spurs lead by 4. 1:03 left in the third quarter. The Mavericks have gotten 5 of 8 shots to go in the third. Here's Williams. Got a hand on it. Another shot. And he sinks the layup.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
Champagnie. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
Well, you simply have to stay connected to him. His shooting stroke is that pure.
Irving, the pass to Washington. There's 25 seconds left in the third. Going inside. Kept alive. Pass to Flag. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
First personal foul.
It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama. Dallas shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game.
Flag.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And they've done well from the free throw line this half. No misses yet.
Now Fox. Fox takes the hit and scores. And that'll do it for the third quarter. It's the Spurs up 5. And we're just moments away from the start of quarter number 4. Stay with us. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. All right, on the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. They've got Johnson, Devin Vassell out there with Luke Cornett. Then there's De'Aaron Fox. And it's Plumlee in at center, locking down the middle. Thompson passes to Gafford. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. And it's flag missing. Spurs lead by 7. Pass to Fox. Tipped. Vassell outside. Now Cornett. He's covered by Bagley. Clock at 4. Ooh, it's stolen. And now the Mavs on the run. Here's flag. That one goes. Count it.
And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Cornett with the bucket. And the Spurs lead by 7.
Where's the rim protection? That's just too easy for him.
Here's flag. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth. Outside Bagley. Marshall on the wing. Just 3 to shoot. Drops in the layup for 2.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
San Antonio calls timeout.
It's now an opportunity to take a break and talk about their strategy moving forward.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
The Spurs making a switch here. Wembanyama's checked in for Plumlee. Champagnie comes in for Cornett. Castle's checked in for Vassell. And it's Harper in for Fox. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Over the last break, I listened in on Mitch Johnson's huddle. He applauded their shooting and their shot selection, saying, "We're taking the right threes, not forcing anything. Keep doing that, and they'll continue to fall." Makes the game easy, doesn't it?
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Marshall can't hit. San Antonio leading by 7. Castle on the wing, defended by Thompson. Johnson passes to Harper. Out to the right wing. Here's Champagnie. Knocks down the triple.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
And I think the defender knows once he gets cooking, look out. The bucket looks awfully big to him right now.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And yep, it's good.
Great speed for Johnson, especially with his size. I mean, he got to the rack in a hurry.
Here's Irving. The putback. Controls the rebound and the putback.
Those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
Here's Harper. He's guarded by Irving. And there's contact and a whistle. So he's got 2 shots coming.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
All right, guys, a breakdown here of the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Their defense has been on point all game long. They're out hustling the shooters and swatting down plenty of shots.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
Irving for 3. Fires in the triple.
I mean, if you want to chase him off the line, that's fine, but that ability to dribble drive, this guy is impossible to guard. Kyrie Irving.
Thompson with a steal. The rebound by the Spurs. Wembanyama's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Pass to Champagnie. Over to the wing.
And great job to establish position and square up.
Flags checked in for Marshall. Vassell, he's checked in for San Antonio. Here is Irving. Thompson outside. With nobody on him, he buries that jumper.
Well, nice play by Klay Thompson, one of the best shooters in the catch-and-shoot game.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're leading by 7. There's a minute 40 left to play in the fourth. And now let's take a second to present our player of the game, Victor Wembanyama.
Defensively, they were not prepared for his inside game. They were not able to deny him the ball, and once he got it, he was so quick and able to get to work. Just a masterful performance in the paint tonight.
I'm telling you, the added pressure of the road really brings out the best in him. You can tell he enjoyed playing so well in front of an unfriendly crowd.
And the offensive skills of Wembanyama are a huge part of his high value, and nice to see him deliver it.
Mavericks trail by 9. Right side, Irving. Shoots over Harper. Rebounded by Champagnie. San Antonio has gone 6 of 9 from three-point range. Pass to Harper. Here's Champagnie. Covered by Lively. 6 on the shot clock. Castle on the wing. Spurs need to get one up here. Oh, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over. And San Antonio making a change here. Fox is checked in. And Dallas calls time here. They're losing by 9. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth.
All right, let's hear it one more time for your favorite team, your
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Thompson finds Lively. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson.
Defense takes a pretty good shot at Lively. He uses his length to finish anyway.
And there's the whistle. The illegal screen is the call.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often. Guys, it doesn't get much bigger than that. Irving coming up huge right there with the bucket.
The Mavericks making a switch here. Gafford's checked in. And now we've got an intentional foul.
Now on the floor for Dallas.
So the first one drops, and that puts him up 5.
Flag. First personal foul.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, you love to see a guy step in nice, calm, cool, and collected and knock the free throws in.
This possession could decide the game.
And you really have to be smart with the ball here.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Daniel Gafford. Third personal foul. Fourth team foul.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Already an elite player in this league. The scary thing about Wembanyama is that he's only going to get better.
And a comeback here looking very unlikely.
Absolutely everything would have to go their way at this point.
Pass to Gafford. Shot clock and game clock. 1 second differential. And it's Washington missing. Here's Castle. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now.
15 foul.
He gets the first, and that'll put him up by 9.
Castle. 2 shots.
And Castle drops them both.
Well, just a great job there. He put the game out of reach.
So we see the Spurs taking the W here. They have to feel good about this performance. It's one they can be proud of.
Very true. I mean, when you're out on the road, the wins can feel sweeter. This one has to feel extra special.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke, I'm Brian Anderson saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Man, that was some Spurs basketball right there. All right. We're gonna leave this one here. I think the next game we'll play will probably be against the Lakers. So stay tuned for that. I'd like to thank you for joining me. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you next time right here on the D-Generation Chess channel, YouTube channel. Peace.